we tend to fall in two big camps around this. One where we think, man, like, if I give, then I'll be given more, right? Like, if I give more, then God will bless me more and the financial prosperity will enter my life, and that's not true. And sometimes we look at it as, hey, money's bad, so I'm gonna stick away from money, and I just don't even want it. Like, I wanna be in poverty because that's what's holy, right? You walk around in some like shirt you haven't washed in 16 weeks because you're saving the water, and you're going and you wanna make it something like. Neither of those are biblical. Biblical is that some of you have been blessed richly by God, and he has given you a ton, and you're wise businessmen and businesswomen who are so good at making money, amazing, invested in eternal things because you can't take it with you. Some of you are poor as dirt. Amazing, be generous in that too. One of the things that blew my mind, I went to Mexico on a mission trip as I was a kid. Hey, and if you're parents, get your kids outside of your affluent bubble. Put them in other places in the world so they see different things. And I went there and I had underwear in my hand in the slums of Mexico to give away in the middle of a flood and storm. And I said, who would want these? Like, this seems so ridiculous. I'd never wear these tighty whities. I'm cooler than that. You know, my hem's a little lower. You didn't need to know that about my underwear. But I go into these homes and like people are like crying and trying to give me like pita with like bean paste just to thank me. And I'm like, man, like I have a skewed vision of what's acceptable in the heart of generosity. I needed to see that. And maybe you need to hear like, you can be generous with little. You can be generous with a lot. God cares a lot more about your heart than how much it is. But an outpouring of where your heart is how much it is. For some of you, 10% will be way too much as a starting point to give into the local church and back to from what God has given you. It'd be too much. So start with something and just see what God does with it. Start with something where you step in and you see the change that it makes, even in yourself and the world around you. Just start. And for some of you, 10% would be way too little. Like God has blessed you way too much for you to just put a stop on it. Like he wants you to change the world around you and bless other people and spend his money and give it away and make people's lives just enriched because they met with you and your heart of generosity that was put into you by the Spirit of God.